How did you sleep last night? I slept phenomenally. Sleep has always been recognized as a part of a healthy lifestyle, but in recent years, the impact of the lack of sleep has become much more front and center in modern medicine. Research and studies have reinforced just how critical sleep is for our bodies, and that a lack of sleep is associated with many effects on the body and the brain, many of which can be prevented with good sleep hygiene. To better understand this, we need to know what actually happens during sleep. So let's take a minute and discuss the sleep cycle. There are two main types of sleep: rapid eye movement, or REM, and non-REM sleep. And together they form a sleep cycle you experience every night. Throughout the night, your body goes through phases of lighter and deeper sleep. The time between light and deep sleep is actually very important for your body. It gives your brain a chance to file away those long-term memories and can help with your brain memory recall. Sleep is also a time for your body to repair. All night long, your body's busy, doing work for all systems to keep it going. It's not necessarily the lazy period of inactivity you might have thought. During this period, chemicals that strengthen your immune system also start to circulate in your blood, which is why getting good sleep is so critical to immune support. Interestingly, sleep also affects our hormone levels. While you sleep, levels of growth hormone go up. This is a hormone that assists with hormone regulation and your basal metabolic rate, which can help contribute to maintaining a healthy weight. On a related note, the amount of sleep you get also affects your leptin and ghrelin levels. These are hormones related to your feelings of hunger or fullness. So during sleep, your cortisol level, a stress hormone, also goes down. That's why many people with sleeping problems can have issues with, guess what? Their stress hormones. We're discovering that sleep does all sorts of incredible things for our bodies. So then what happens to your body if you don't get enough sleep? One of the major effects of a lack of quality sleep is weight gain. When your body's deprived of sleep, your metabolism slows down, and that can lead to weight gain and all of the other effects with the hormones we just discussed. Another possible effect can be on your mood. Mood is influenced by many possible factors: stress, society, the speed we live at, or diet. But we know for sure that lack of sleep is a contributing factor. Researchers have compared the effects of sleep deprivation to those of drunk driving. Studies suggest that some regions of a person's brain doze, causing mental lapses, while the rest of the brain is awake and running as usual. When sleep deprived, parts of your brain can be functionally asleep as you go throughout your day. Additionally, recent data suggests that a lack of sleep in teenagers affects their brain development. And this is particularly important because the brain is not fully developed until around the age of 25. So it's obvious that sleep is critical and that a lack of sleep can have serious consequences. So how do you know if you need additional support for your sleep? I want you to ask yourself a question. Have you experienced any of the following? Feeling very sleepy during the day, trouble falling or staying asleep, snoring, briefly stopping breathing, often while you're asleep, uncomfortable feeling in your legs, and the urge to move them? If you relate to any of these, you might want to first consult with your medical provider. These things could be keeping you from experiencing the benefits we discussed earlier. But luckily, there are things you can do and natural products you can use to also help. Start by establishing a schedule. Make sure you wake up and go to sleep at a consistent time each day. Take time to unwind before going to sleep. You can read a book, you can meditate, you can have a cup of chamomile tea, whatever works best for you. Regular exercise can also help, but avoid strenuous exercise close to bedtime. The experts recommend at least 3 hours between really exertional exercise and going to sleep. And of course, you've heard this before, avoid caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine before bedtime. And try to finish eating 2 to 3 hours before turning in. Now, let's talk about your sleeping environment. Keep your sleeping space dark, cool, and comfortable. Use a sound machine to block noises that keep you from falling asleep. And I can't emphasize this next practice enough. Don't watch TV or use the computer in bed. Screens have been shown to interfere with your circadian rhythm and how your brain functions, and you want your mind to associate your bedroom with only sleep. Lastly, you might want to consider using an early morning light when you wake up, or a full spectrum light, to help regulate your sleep schedule, especially if you live in an area where there's a lot of dark. In addition to implementing these healthy habits, there are also natural solutions you can use to support your sleep. First, let's talk about a doTERRA favorite, lavender. There is substantial research out there supporting the fact that when lavender essential oil is taken internally, it supports a good night's sleep. doTERRA Serenity soft gels are another fantastic product. In fact, doTERRA did a small, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial with Serenity soft gels. It concluded that the soft gels were shown to improve subjective measures of sleep quality. I always recommend using these oils aromatically, topically, and internally so you can access the full benefits throughout the night. So consider diffusing the Serenity oil blend right next to your bed at night along with other sleep supporting oils such as frankincense, which crosses the blood-brain barrier, vetiver, ylang ylang, the Peace Emotional Aromatherapy Blend, petitgrain, or Roman chamomile. When it comes to topical application, I'd recommend applying Serenity to the bottom of the feet and along the spine aspect of the foot, which is related to the body, which is the inner part of the foot. For internal use, take 1 to 2 Serenity soft gels at night, about an hour before bedtime. The components in these soft gels are designed to enhance sleep and to decrease nighttime wakening. And then if you want to go the extra mile, there is good data supporting the use of omega-3 fatty acids for brain health, which in turn can also help your sleep. doTERRA has the XE Omega that's part of our Lifelong Vitality Pack, and that's an incredible omega product. When taken regularly as recommended, XE Omega provides you with the amount of omegas recommended to support brain health. It can be tempting at times to turn to synthetic options when looking for a quick way to support your sleep. But we are so lucky to have these precious natural gifts of the earth at our fingertips. We don't have to turn to synthetic ingredients to support our sleep. Starting today, you can begin to get better, more restful sleep using the tips we learned about and the essential oils you already trust. So tonight, sweet dreams.
We really do normalize not getting enough sleep. When I very first got pregnant, one of the first things to go was my sleep. So my sleep got really disrupted. I kind of thought, well, this will resolve itself when I have my baby. I'm gonna be up all night anyways, it'll be fine. And so, I have a baby that's sleeping through the night from, about 6 months on, where I'm still awake for hours and hours in the middle of the night. I just kind of normalized it, like so many people do with sleep. Oh well, I guess I'm a bad sleeper. I'd had my oils for about 6 months at this point. I kept reading again and again, Serenity is so beautiful for supporting healthy sleep. I thought, well, at this point, I don't have anything to lose. I got the Serenity, I put it in my diffuser, I turned the diffuser on, and I set my alarm, and I fell asleep. At the time I didn't notice it because it happened so quickly, and I woke up when my alarm went off, and it had been almost 3 years since I had slept that long and that well. Always the skeptic, I'm like, it's probably just a coincidence. Just the one night in 3 years that I actually slept through the night also was the night I had Serenity. I'm sure it's not related. I'm sure tomorrow night we'll be back to my old pattern. Except then tomorrow night, then I put the oils in the diffuser again, and I turned on the diffuser, and then I slept. And then the next night I slept, and then the next night I slept, and I managed to get myself back into this beautiful, really healthy, normal sleep routine. And it was at that point that I kind of couldn't deny that this was something really special. When you're in kind of a dark spiral of not sleeping well, you don't really realize how much it impacts the rest of your life. And it really wasn't until I started sleeping again that I realized how hard things were in every area of my life, how much had disintegrated in my marriage, what a short-tempered mom I was. And that was really hard to realize.
Let's see.
Once I started, kind of sleeping again, the biggest things were just feeling like I had the energy to really show up in my life. I had the energy to, start going to the gym, sit down on the floor and play blocks with my little one, go on a date with my husband. Serenity is a favorite of everybody in the family. We put Serenity in her diffuser every night. We have a Serenity roller. Everybody gets it on our feet before bed. It's a really beautiful part of our nighttime routine.
I'm feeding me for you.
So now my life is full. It's rich. I can choose how I show up in it rather than just showing up by default. And that feels really good.